All right, thanks for joining us today for this quick look at Venom Thanos from the upcoming Spider-Man Beyond Amazing set. In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at his powers and abilities, what he does and how he does it, and then we're going to break it down on the battlefield with a couple examples. All right, taking a look at Venom Thanos here. He has the Black Order, Minions of Thanos, Symbiote, Cosmic Deity, Monster, and Ruler keywords. That Cosmic, Monster, and Ruler has some solid options for theme teams, even though they are changing what theme teams get you and what they don't get you. You might not see theme teams as prevalent in the competitive scene, but if you do build theme, he has some great keywords to help you out there. He does come in with a 4-range, triple target, and flight. Now, we know that with the upcoming set, the map size is going to change. You still will have the option to choose larger maps or smaller maps until everything rotates out, but then the standard will be a 16 by 16. So that 4 range might be something that we see more of now, smaller ranges, but he does make up for it with his reach, which we're going to look at on some of the future part of this video. But the triple target is going to be very useful for what he does. He does come in with 3 point values at 250, 125, or 50. In my opinion, that 125 might be kind of the sweet spot there for team builds at a standard 300 point team build value. Now let's take a quick look at some of the other things that he has going on here. So at 250 points, you're getting 11 clicks, starting with hypersonic, a special attack power, 19 defense, 4 damage with exploit, and that triple target. So what that means is at that full point value, he can hypersonic out, triple target with 4 damage exploit. Just base of what he has there. Now let's look at his special attack power that combines with that. It gives him Giant Reach 3. When he hits, after resolutions, you may choose a hit character to gain immobile until your next turn. We're going to break that down in a couple minutes here, but what we can say right off of the top there, so that's a 10 hypersonic and then Giant Reach 3. So exploit combines with your close attack, so he can hypersonic out 10, reach 3 more, that gives you a 13 reach, and then hit people for 4 exploit. If you triple target, you could deal all of that to one person, and then you could immobile another hit character. Doesn't mean that you have to give the damage to the person you chose for immobile. You can hit multiple people, divvy up your damage as you see fit, and then after resolutions, choose one of those to become immobile as long as they were hit. Now combine that with the other things that he has going on, his 2 traits, the symbiotic fusion, which gives him plasticity, super senses. Also, if he's within 4 squares and line of fire of an opposing character, he can't be targeted by range attacks. So with his range being 4 and a Giant Reach 3, when he's going out there hypersonic and he hits somebody, that person he hits is going to be within those 4 squares. So if he does not KO them, then it makes it so that your opponent has to figure out how to get around that 4 squares and line of fire requirement that is stopping your opponent from range attacks, targeting Thanos with range attacks. So it gives them some protection there. It kind of forces your opponent to get into a close situation or put some thought into how they're going to get past that requirement. So the way that can play out is if you know it's going to be something where he's going to be close to have to be a close attack, you could put some equipment on him to give him combat reflexes, making that 19 into 21. Or if you're starting him at the 125, that makes his 18 defense into a 20 up close. That might be a way to go. You also notice his other trait, which is the universe will be ours, gives him leadership, traded, And then also free, choose one to last until your next turn. Phase and teleport, or close combat expert, or mind control, or probability control, or shape change, or steal energy. If Venom Thanos succeeds with the leadership role, he has friendly characters with the symbiote or monster keyword within range can use the chosen power. So not only is he doing that free for himself, but then the second part there gives it to symbiote or monsters within his range. The interaction here is the leadership is also in that trait, and leadership occurs first before your free action. So you roll your leadership. If you get it, then that might affect which thing you choose with your free, because you could be giving that also to your friendly teammates that have the keywords. Now, I think that's pretty good and can really lead to some cool interactions with your team. We're going to look at that also. You'll see there on his damage power, Thanos, if you're playing him at 250, he's going to have 3 stop clicks. It's a stop, and then inside of that stop is Battle Fury, Exploit Weakness. So 3 stop clicks and the ability with the trait to free choose steal energy makes it so that when he hits that stop click on that turn, you could free choose steal energy. Then he's going to be making his attack to try to heal off of that stop. With that, on the stop click clicks, he's going to be having an 11 attack, 10 attack, or another 10 attack with steal energy, and then have a good chance to get off of that stop. On his very last one, it's combined on click 11 with flurry. So flurry, steal energy, gives you a chance to make it real tough for your opponent to get through stop clicks and KO him. All right. Again, I think the 125, let's focus on that super fast. So click 5 is where that's at on his dial. 125, he's going to be starting with a 9 movement hypersonic, the special attack power that we just looked at, so the giant reach and being able to hand out immobile. 18 defense with impervious, and then a 4 damage without wit. Depending on what you choose with his free, you could be doing close combat expert. So you could hypersonic in, attack with a 12-5. You could choose whatever else is going in there. So it gives you a lot of options depending on the situation, and it pops up that special attack power for the giant reach 3 pops out throughout his dial. The free choosing to give you all those options is traded, so you can do that all the time with all kinds of different combinations. So I'm really leaning towards the 125 as a good starting line for him, giving you 2 stop clicks, some durability, options on how he can attack, and enough room to build around. All right, let's take a quick look at that total reach that he has. So even though his range is only 4, on his 250 or his 125 starting clicks, it's combined with hypersonic. So if Thanos is the circle that you see is A, he could hypersonic out to where B is at 250, and then he can range attack for another 4, so he could hit anybody out there in that yellow square, or he could close attack with his giant reach anybody in that green square. So on that top click starting, that's and what you see on your screen is the 16 squares. That's what the new map standard size will be. So he can get basically all the way across the map. As long as your opponent has moved 1 square or more, you have options there to shoot them. If they move more than 1 square, then you can reach them with that giant reach 3. So he can reach super far. At 125, all you're doing is cutting off one of those ranges, because his hypersonic goes down to a 9, which means he can go out and have a 13 range attack reach, or a 12 square close attack reach. All right, let's take a real quick example. I want to end with looking at how this could play in with a team, including a monster. Just for an example, we're going to look at Prime Sentry. He's modern monster at 100 points, so you can build him with Thanos' 125 starting line to get you a 225 total build without looking at equipment or any other additional teammates you want to put in here. But let's break down how Thanos can really enhance a team. So starting him on click 5, so his 125. Thanos, we're going to say, is going to be the square marked T. Sentry is going to be the circle marked X. And then the opponents are in those circles that are green with the O's in them. So let's say you have two opponents out there. Thanos can hypersonic in, close attack, dual target both of those O's. So he hypersonicked in. He has 3 targets, but for this example, let's just say he does 2 of them. With that close combat expert, he could choose that as his free to make him a 12-5. He goes in, 12 attack, pretty good chance he can hit both of those figures, opponents. Then he can deal out his 5 damage. On this example, let's say we want to try to eliminate the opponent that is farthest to the right of your screen. So he can deal all 5 to that person, and then after resolutions, immobile the opponent that's currently sitting and hindering to the top of the screen. Then Sentry can follow up. So if that opponent to the right is still alive, took 5 damage, doesn't KO them, since Thanos chose as his free close combat expert, then that's going to be able to be used by Sentry when he also hypersonics in and then is within the effective area of that free choose, and then he gives it out to monsters within range that can use the chosen power. With Thanos' range of 4, then that's monsters within 4 can use the chosen power, which in this case would be close combat expert. So Sentry starts at his 100 points with a 10 movement hypersonic, 12 attack, 4 damage exploit. With that close combat, makes it 13 attack, 5 damage exploit, which should be able to get through lots of figures. So we'll say Sentry hypersonics in, close attacks, finishes off that one figure that's left there with his 5 exploit damage. The second character that Thanos hit is the one that's left on the screen and was given immobile, so it makes it tough now. That figure can't move and attack Sentry. It can't attack Thanos with a range attack because Thanos has his symbiotic fusion, which gives him, if he's within 4 squares in line of fire of an opposing character, which he is, he can't be targeted by range attack. So it kind of can lock down a team and make it real difficult for your opponent to figure out how they're going to move an attack or how they're going to deal with Thanos and his teammates. So I see a lot of potential here. Hopefully you do too. Let me know in the comments below what you think, how you would build with Thanos. I'm curious to see how it ends up out there once people start team building with it. All right, thanks for watching today. Check out our other videos. We'll be breaking down some of the other new role changes so that players know how to play. And we'll be breaking down some team builds and doing some looks at the figures in the upcoming set similar to this. So check out our channel, like it, subscribe, share with your friends. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, thanks for watching. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.